While most homes rely on costly heating and cooling systems, Amish homesteads stay comfortable year-round using nothing but clever design and natural principles. From walls that lock in warmth to layouts that invite summer breezes, their methods make every season easier to live through. Scorching heat blazes through summer days while bitter cold creeps through winter nights, and most homes surrender to both without putting up much of a fight. The Amish figured out long ago that the real battle against these temperature extremes happens right in the walls themselves. Their secret weapon isn't some fancy technology. It's walls so thick they could probably stop a charging bull. These aren't your typical modern walls made from whatever's cheapest at the hardware store. Amish builders construct walls using solid timber or double layers of wood that create natural insulation chambers. Between these wooden barriers, they pack materials like sawdust and straw. Now, before you start thinking this sounds like something a beaver would build, remember that sawdust and straw are nature's own insulation materials. Sawdust, which most people throw away, traps air in tiny pockets that block heat transfer. Straw works similarly, creating thousands of air barriers that keep warm air inside during winter and hot air outside during summer. The Amish probably never have to explain to their neighbors why their heating bills are lower. Their neighbors are too busy wondering why their own houses feel like ice boxes. These thick walls maintain stable indoor temperatures even when it's freezing outside or blazing hot in summer. The beauty of this system is that it works both ways. In winter, the trapped air holds onto the heat from wood stoves and prevents it from escaping through the walls. During summer, that same insulation blocks the scorching heat from penetrating inside, keeping the interior naturally cool. The construction process requires patience and skill that's been passed down through generations. Builders carefully measure and cut each piece of timber to fit perfectly, leaving no gaps where heat could sneak through. The sawdust filling gets packed tightly but not too dense. There's actually a science to getting the right consistency for maximum insulation. You know you've got good insulation when your house stays the same temperature whether it's January or July, unlike some modern homes that seem to have mood swings. What makes this approach brilliant is its simplicity and effectiveness. Modern homes often rely on complex HVAC systems that gobble up electricity, but these thick-walled Amish homes barely need any additional heating or cooling. The walls do most of the work naturally, which explains why Amish families can heat entire homes with just one well-placed wood stove. The materials are locally sourced and renewable. Sawdust comes from their own sawmills where they process timber for furniture and construction. Straw is a byproduct of their grain harvests. Nothing goes to waste, and everything serves a purpose in their sustainable building approach, with every material carefully reused or repurposed to maximize efficiency. But thick walls aren't just about temperature control. They're about creating a buffer zone that makes the entire home more comfortable year-round. Ever notice how some houses feel like ovens in summer and freezers in winter, even with all the modern heating and cooling gadgets? The Amish figured out centuries ago that where you put your windows matters more than how many fancy features they have. It's not rocket science, but it might as well be considering how many modern builders get it completely wrong. South-facing windows are the workhorses of Amish homes during winter months. These windows capture every available ray of sunlight and turn it into free heat that warms the interior naturally. The sun's angle in winter is lower, which means those southern windows get maximum exposure throughout the day. It's like having a solar heating system that doesn't need electricity or maintenance contracts. The Amish probably think paying for electricity to heat your house when the sun does it for free is like paying someone to breathe for you. On the west side of Amish homes, you'll find smaller windows or ones that are strategically shaded. This isn't an accident or a design oversight. It's deliberate protection against the afternoon sun that can turn homes into baking ovens during summer. Western sun is the strongest and most brutal, hitting homes when outdoor temperatures are already at their peak. By limiting west-facing windows, Amish builders prevent this heat from flooding indoors. Deep windowsills serve multiple purposes beyond just looking traditional. These thick sills create additional insulation around the window frame, preventing heat loss where the glass meets the wall. They also provide space for shutters that can be adjusted throughout the day to control light and airflow. During winter, shutters can be opened wide to let in maximum sunlight. In summer, they can be partially closed to block direct rays while still allowing air circulation. The framing around windows receives special attention from Amish craftsmen. Gaps around window frames are common weak spots where heated or cooled air escapes, but Amish builders seal these areas carefully with natural materials. This attention to detail prevents drafts that can make rooms uncomfortable and force heating systems to work harder. If windows were football players, the south-facing ones would be the MVPs, while the west-facing ones would be sitting on the bench for good reason. Window size and placement also consider furniture arrangement and daily activities. Large south-facing windows often align with common areas where families spend most of their time during daylight hours. This placement ensures that natural light and warmth reach the spaces that need it most, reducing the need for artificial lighting and heating. The genius of this approach becomes obvious when you compare energy costs. Modern homes often fight against poor window placement with expensive heating and cooling systems, while Amish homes work with natural light patterns to maintain comfort effortlessly. The next element of their system takes this natural approach even further. The only product we'll ever promote on our channel is a book by Claude Davis, a veteran prepper, about 126 superfoods and preservation methods from crisis times like the Great Depression and wartime that are impossible to find elsewhere. We decided to promote his book because we are the last generation able to share these techniques and superfoods to our children or grandchildren. It would be a shame to see this information about highly nutritious foods and preservation methods to survive crises disappear. You can also find a book about herbal remedies from Nicole Apelian on their store. If you're watching this on TV, you can look up our channel, Frugal Solutions, on your phone or tablet and find the books by clicking the link in our channel description or any other video description. Forget about those complicated heating systems with ducts running everywhere like subway tunnels. The Amish keep it simple with one well-placed wood stove that does the job of an entire heating system. This isn't about being old-fashioned, it's about being smart enough to realize that one good stove beats a dozen mediocre heat sources. The placement of this central stove isn't random. Amish builders position it where heat can flow naturally throughout the home using the house's existing airflow patterns. Warm air rises and cool air sinks. This basic principle drives the entire heating strategy. The stove typically sits in a central location where doors and hallways create natural circulation paths, allowing heated air to move freely from room to room without fans or blowers. Room layouts in Amish homes support the circular airflow concept. Doors align to create pathways for warm air to travel in loops throughout the house. As heated air rises from the stove, it flows through upper doorways into adjacent rooms, then returns as cooler air through lower passages. This creates a continuous circulation that distributes heat evenly without any mechanical assistance. The Amish probably find it amusing that some people need instruction manuals to operate their heating systems. Theirs comes with a match and some kindling. Fuel selection plays a crucial role in efficiency. Well-seasoned hardwoods like oak, maple, and hickory burn longer and produce more heat than softwoods or green timber. These hardwoods have lower moisture content, which means more energy goes into producing heat instead of evaporating water. The dense nature of hardwood also means longer burn times, so families don't need to constantly feed the stove throughout the day. The stove serves double duty as a cooking surface during colder months. Kettles, pots, and even baking dishes can be placed on the stovetop, adding humidity to the air while preparing meals. This humidity helps maintain comfortable indoor conditions and prevents the dry air that often comes with heated homes. The cooking capability reduces the need for separate appliances and keeps food preparation areas warm and comfortable. Some modern kitchens have more gadgets than a space station, while the Amish get everything done with one stove that would probably outlast the space station. Maintenance is straightforward but essential. Daily tasks include removing ash, checking air vents, and ensuring proper wood supply. Seasonal maintenance involves chimney cleaning and checking stove connections. This regular attention keeps the system running safely and efficiently for decades. The thermal mass of the stove and surrounding materials helps maintain steady temperatures. Stone or brick surrounds absorb heat during active burning and continue radiating warmth long after the fire dies down. This thermal storage effect smooths out temperature fluctuations and extends heating periods between wood loadings. The efficiency of this single stove approach often surprises people accustomed to complex modern systems. While others juggle thermostats, zone controls, and monthly utility bills, Amish families simply maintain one reliable heat source that handles their entire home. But keeping cool in summer requires a completely different strategy. When summer temperatures start climbing and your kitchen feels like a furnace, you might understand why the Amish built separate cooking spaces away from their main homes. These summer kitchens aren't luxury additions. They're practical solutions that prevent homes from turning into ovens during the hottest months of the year. Summer kitchens are separate buildings located a short distance from the main house, typically connected by a covered walkway or positioned conveniently near the back door. During warm months, all cooking activities move to these dedicated spaces, keeping heat-generating ovens, stoves, and cooking fires completely outside the main living areas. This simple relocation prevents interior temperatures from becoming unbearable when outdoor heat is already intense. The timing of this switch usually coincides with canning season, when Amish families preserve large quantities of vegetables, fruits, and meats for winter storage. Canning requires hours of boiling water and operating hot ovens, activities that would turn any kitchen into a sauna. By moving these operations to separate buildings, families can complete necessary food preservation tasks without making their homes uninhabitable. The Amish figured out that fighting summer heat by cooking indoors is like trying to cool down by wearing a winter coat. It just doesn't make sense. These buildings are designed specifically for hot weather cooking, with features that promote airflow and heat dissipation. High ceilings allow hot air to rise away from work areas. Multiple windows and doors create cross-ventilation that carries cooking heat outside quickly. The structures often have fewer walls and more open spaces compared to main houses, making them naturally cooler work environments. Storage solutions in summer kitchens accommodate seasonal cooking needs. Large tables provide space for food preparation and canning equipment. Shelving holds preserving jars, cooking utensils, and ingredients used during harvest processing. Many summer kitchens include root cellars or cool storage areas where finished preserved foods can be kept at stable temperatures. The social aspect of summer kitchen work brings families and communities together. Large-scale canning projects often involve multiple family members working side by side, sharing tasks and techniques. The separate building provides ample space for group activities without crowding the main house. Children can help with age-appropriate tasks while staying out of the way of hot stoves and boiling water. You know you're living smart when your summer cooking space has better ventilation than most modern restaurant kitchens, and it doesn't need electric fans to stay cool. Construction materials for summer kitchens emphasize durability and heat resistance. Stone or brick foundations handle the weight of heavy canning equipment and resist heat damage. Wooden structures use materials that can withstand temperature fluctuations and humidity from cooking activities. Metal roofing reflects heat away from the building instead of absorbing it like darker materials. The separation also provides safety benefits during fire season or when dealing with hot oils and pressurized canning equipment. If accidents occur in the summer kitchen, they're contained away from the main living space where families sleep and store important belongings. This isolation reduces risks while maintaining the ability to complete necessary cooking tasks. Beyond cooking, summer kitchens often serve as workshops for other warm weather activities like soap making, textile work, and food processing that require space and ventilation. The versatile buildings maximize their usefulness throughout the active growing and preserving seasons. As temperatures begin to cool, attention turns to spaces that provide year-round temperature stability. While everyone else is cranking up air conditioners or opening windows hoping for a breeze, the Amish head downstairs to spaces that stay naturally cool all summer long. These underground areas aren't just storage rooms, they're temperature refugees that maintain comfortable conditions year-round without any mechanical assistance. Underground spaces stay remarkably stable because they're surrounded by earth that acts as a massive temperature regulator. Soil temperatures at depths of 6 to 8 feet remain steady around 55 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit throughout the year, regardless of what's happening on the surface. This natural consistency makes basements and cellars perfect retreats during extreme weather periods. Food storage benefits enormously from these stable underground conditions. Root vegetables, preserved meats, dairy products, and canned goods keep longer in the cool, consistent environment. Before refrigeration, These spaces served as natural cooling systems that extended food freshness for months. Even today, many Amish families rely on underground storage to reduce dependence on electric refrigeration. The Amish probably think paying to artificially cool food when the ground does it for free is like paying someone to make water wet. The construction of these underground spaces requires careful attention to drainage and moisture control. Proper foundation materials and grading prevent water accumulation that could damage stored goods or create unhealthy conditions. Stone walls provide thermal mass that helps maintain stable temperatures while resisting moisture penetration. Ventilation systems allow air circulation without compromising the cooling effect. During hot summer days, families often move daily activities to basement areas where temperatures remain comfortable for work and relaxation. Food preparation, laundry tasks, and even social gatherings can shift underground when surface temperatures become oppressive. The spaces provide relief without requiring any energy consumption for cooling. Some people pay hundreds of dollars for gym memberships to work out in air-conditioned buildings, while the Amish get their exercise hauling things up and down basement stairs in naturally cooled spaces. Seasonal usage patterns maximize the benefits of underground spaces. Spring and fall activities take advantage of moderate temperatures for food processing and storage organization. Summer brings the heaviest use as families seek relief from heat. Winter usage focuses on accessing stored foods and materials while staying warm in the stable underground environment. The thermal mass effect works in both directions throughout the year. During winter, underground spaces feel warmer than the frigid surface temperatures, providing a buffer zone that reduces heating demands for the main house. In summer, the same spaces offer cooling that helps moderate the overall temperature of the entire home structure. Many cellars include separate sections for different storage needs. Fruit storage areas maintain specific humidity levels that prevent spoilage. Meat preservation sections provide the coolest, driest conditions. Tool storage areas protect equipment from temperature extremes that could cause damage or deterioration. The natural refrigeration effect of these spaces reduces food waste and extends growing season benefits throughout the year. Families can enjoy fresh vegetables months after harvest and maintain variety in their diets without depending on distant supply chains or energy-intensive preservation methods. These underground advantages connect directly to the intelligent design features built into the spaces above ground. Hot air rises like gossip in a small town, and if you don't give it somewhere to go, your house turns into a giant oven with you as the main course. Amish builders understood this basic principle of physics long before anyone started talking about thermal dynamics or energy efficiency ratings. They created attic systems that work like the house's own breathing mechanism, inhaling cool air and exhaling hot air naturally. Ventilation in Amish attics operates on simple but effective principles. Ridge vents along the peak of the roof allow the hottest air to escape at the highest point, while soffit vents under the eaves draw cooler outside air into the attic space. This creates a continuous airflow that prevents heat buildup during summer months. The moving air carries away moisture and prevents the stagnant conditions that can damage roof structures and make homes uncomfortably hot. The insulation strategy varies dramatically between seasons, but serves the same goal of temperature control. During summer, thick insulation prevents the blazing heat absorbed by roof materials from penetrating into living spaces below. Without proper insulation, attic temperatures can reach 140 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit on hot days, turning the space above your head into a furnace that radiates heat downward all day and night. Amish builders probably never had to explain to anyone why proper attic insulation matters. Their customers figured it out the first time they climbed up there in July. Winter insulation requirements focus on preventing heated air from escaping upward through the ceiling. Warm air naturally rises, and without adequate insulation barriers, expensive heating efforts literally go through the roof. The Amish pack insulation materials like straw, sawdust, or later more modern materials thick enough to create substantial thermal barriers that keep heated air in living spaces where it belongs. Material choices for attic insulation often came from farm operations and local resources. Straw provides excellent insulation properties while remaining breathable enough to prevent moisture problems. Sawdust from lumber operations creates dense insulation that fills gaps and cracks effectively. These materials cost little or nothing compared to purchased insulation products, but perform similarly when properly installed. The roof design itself supports natural ventilation through strategic planning. Steep roof angles encourage rapid air movement and prevent heat from settling in the attic space. Proper rafter spacing allows adequate airflow while supporting necessary insulation thickness. The combination of angle, spacing, and ventilation creates systems that regulate temperature without mechanical assistance. Some modern homes have more fans in the attic than a concert stage, while Amish houses move air around using nothing but smart design and basic physics. Seasonal maintenance keeps these systems functioning properly year-round. Fall inspections check for blocked vents, damaged insulation, or pest intrusions that could compromise performance. Winter monitoring ensures that heated air isn't escaping and creating ice dams on roof edges. Spring cleaning removes debris that may have accumulated in vents during winter storms. Condensation control becomes crucial in climates with significant temperature differences between indoor and outdoor conditions. Proper ventilation prevents moisture from building up in insulation materials where it can reduce effectiveness and promote wood rot. The continuous airflow keeps humidity levels balanced and prevents the dampness that can damage both insulation and structural components. The effectiveness of these attic systems often surprises modern homeowners accustomed to complex HVAC equipment. While others install powered ventilation fans, programmable thermostats, and elaborate ductwork, Amish homes regulate temperature naturally through intelligent design that works with rather than against basic physical principles. But temperature control extends beyond just what happens overhead. Shade works better than any air conditioner ever invented, and it doesn't come with monthly electric bills or repair technicians. Amish homes feature porches that stretch across entire sides of houses, creating outdoor rooms that stay cool even when the sun is doing its best to melt everything in sight. These aren't just decorative additions or places to put rocking chairs, they're essential components of the home's cooling system. Wide overhangs extend far enough from the house walls to block direct sunlight from hitting windows and siding during the hottest parts of the day. The science behind this is straightforward but effective. Preventing solar heat from reaching the house exterior means less heat transfers inside. A porch roof that extends 4 to 6 feet from the wall can reduce interior temperatures by 10 to 15 degrees during peak summer heat. The positioning of porches follows the sun's daily path across the sky. South-facing porches provide winter sun access when the sun angle is low, but their overhangs block the higher summer sun that would otherwise blast through windows and heat up interior spaces. West-facing porches become crucial during afternoon hours when the sun is strongest and most likely to overheat homes. Amish families probably never understood why anyone would sit in direct sunlight when they could build themselves some shade. It's like choosing to stand in the rain when there's a perfectly good roof nearby. Airflow patterns around porches create natural cooling effects that extend beyond just blocking sunlight. The covered spaces trap cooler air that stays shaded throughout the day, creating microclimates that can be 20 to 30 degrees cooler than areas in direct sun. Evening breezes flow easily through these spaces and into the house through open windows and doors. Construction details maximize cooling benefits while ensuring structural durability. High ceilings in porch areas allow hot air to rise away from seating and activity areas. Open railings and minimal solid walls encourage air movement while still providing safety and definition. Floor materials like stone or concrete absorb less heat than wood and stay cooler underfoot during hot weather. The social aspects of porch life support temperature management strategies throughout the community. Evening gatherings on porches take advantage of the coolest outdoor temperatures while bringing people together after hot days of work. Shared meals and conversations happen in comfortable shaded spaces instead of heat-trapped indoor areas. Some people pay thousands of dollars for outdoor cooling systems with misters and fans, while the Amish get the same results with some lumber and a hammer. Seasonal usage patterns make porches valuable year-round investments. Spring and fall weather extends outdoor living seasons with protection from rain and wind while still allowing enjoyment of moderate temperatures. Summer brings the heaviest use as families seek any relief from indoor heat. Even winter use provides protected outdoor space for activities that benefit from fresh air. Storage and work areas on porches serve practical functions while contributing to cooling strategies. Wash stations, food preparation areas, and craft work can move to shaded porch spaces during hot weather, reducing heat generation inside the main house. Tool storage and equipment placement take advantage of protected but ventilated areas. Weather protection from porch roofs and walls shields house exteriors from harsh sun, driving rain, and winter storms. This protection extends the life of siding, windows, and doors while reducing maintenance requirements. The covered areas also provide transitional spaces where people can adjust between indoor and outdoor temperatures gradually. The engineering behind effective porch design balances multiple factors including sun angles, prevailing wind patterns, and structural requirements. Proper proportions ensure adequate shading without creating overly dark indoor spaces. Ventilation considerations prevent heat buildup under porch roofs while maintaining airflow benefits. These carefully planned outdoor spaces connect seamlessly with the next level of environmental management. Wind can be your best friend or your worst enemy, depending on the season and how smart you were about placing things around your property. The Amish treat wind like a powerful tool that needs proper handling. Channel it correctly, and it cools your home in summer, but let it blast your house directly, and it'll steal every bit of warmth you've worked to create during winter. Strategic placement of trees creates living windbreaks that grow more effective over time. Deciduous trees planted on the south and west sides of homes provide summer shade when leaves are full, but allow winter sunlight through bare branches when heating is needed most. Evergreen trees positioned to block prevailing winter winds create year-round barriers that can reduce heating costs by 20 to 30%. The science behind effective windbreaks involves understanding local wind patterns and seasonal changes. Winter winds typically come from the north and west in most regions, carrying cold air that can dramatically increase heating demands if allowed to hit house walls directly. A properly placed line of trees or buildings can redirect these winds up and over the home, creating a calm zone that reduces heat loss. The Amish probably figured out that arguing with the wind is about as productive as arguing with a mule. Better to work with it than against it. Barn placement serves double duty as both functional farm buildings and strategic wind management tools. Large barns positioned upwind from homes during winter create substantial barriers that break cold air currents before they reach living spaces. The thermal mass of these big buildings also moderates temperature swings and provides additional protection from harsh weather. Summer wind management requires completely different strategies that often involve the same trees and buildings. Cooling breezes typically come from different directions than winter winds, and effective property planning captures these beneficial air currents while still blocking harmful ones. Trees and structures can be positioned to funnel summer breezes toward homes while deflecting hot afternoon winds. The timing of tree planting and growth planning requires patience and long-term thinking. Fast-growing species like poplars and willows provide quick windbreak effects but may not last as long as slower-growing oaks and maples. Mixed plantings create layered protection with different heights and densities that address various wind conditions throughout the year. Some people spend fortunes on landscaping that looks pretty but does nothing useful, while the Amish plant trees that work harder than most employees. Maintenance of windbreak systems involves regular pruning, replanting, and adjustment as trees mature and property needs change. Dead or damaged trees require prompt removal to prevent gaps in wind protection. New plantings fill spaces and extend coverage as existing trees reach full size and effectiveness. Seasonal benefits extend beyond just temperature control to include soil protection, snow management, and wildlife habitat creation. Windbreaks prevent soil erosion during spring storms and reduce snow drifting that can block pathways and create maintenance problems. The protected microclimates support gardens and livestock areas that might otherwise struggle with exposure to harsh conditions. Property layout considerations integrate windbreak planning with other essential farm operations. Tree lines and building placement must accommodate equipment access, livestock movement, and crop production while still providing effective wind management. The most successful designs serve multiple purposes without compromising any single function. Distance and height relationships determine windbreak effectiveness more than just the size of individual barriers. Trees planted too close to homes can block beneficial summer breezes, while those placed too far away provide little winter protection. The rule of thumb suggests windbreaks should be positioned at distances equal to 5 to 10 times their mature height for optimal protection. Microclimate creation through strategic wind management extends growing seasons and improves outdoor comfort throughout the property. Protected areas allow earlier spring planting and later fall harvests while providing comfortable outdoor workspaces during extreme weather periods. These environmental advantages connect directly with the indoor comfort strategies that complete the system. Fabric might seem like a flimsy defense against winter cold, but the Amish have turned textiles into surprisingly effective climate control systems that adapt to changing seasons better than most modern gadgets. These aren't decorative touches added for appearance. They're functional elements that can make the difference between comfortable rooms and spaces that feel like meat lockers or greenhouses. Heavy quilts serve as movable insulation that goes wherever extra warmth is needed most. During winter months, thick quilts hang over doorways to trap heated air in occupied rooms while preventing cold drafts from wandering through the house. The layered construction of quilts creates air pockets that work like portable wall insulation, blocking heat transfer while remaining flexible enough to move as needs change. Door hanging systems allow families to close off unused areas during cold weather, concentrating heating efforts in spaces where people actually spend time. A simple quilt hung across a doorway can maintain a 10 to 15 degree temperature difference between rooms, making smaller spaces easier and cheaper to heat while keeping the rest of the house from becoming uncomfortably cold. The Amish probably never understood why people heat empty rooms. It's like cooking dinner for people who aren't coming to eat. Summer textile strategies focus on promoting airflow while blocking direct sunlight from overheating interior spaces. Light cotton curtains replace heavy winter window coverings, allowing breezes to flow through while filtering harsh sunlight. These breathable fabrics create shade without trapping hot air against windows where it could build up and radiate into rooms. Seasonal fabric changes require planning and storage, but provide precise climate control that matches changing weather conditions. Winter preparations involve installing heavy drapes, thick door coverings, and draft-blocking materials around windows and entrances. Spring transitions bring lighter fabrics that promote ventilation while still providing privacy and sun control. Draft elimination focuses on the small gaps and cracks where heated or cooled air typically escapes without anyone noticing. Door bases receive particular attention with fabric draft stoppers that seal the space between door bottoms and floor surfaces. These simple barriers prevent cold air from seeping under doors while keeping heated air from escaping through the same gaps. Some modern homes lose more heated air through tiny cracks than the Amish use to heat entire rooms. It's like trying to fill a bucket that's full of holes. Window treatments adapt to seasonal needs with remarkable precision. Winter installations might include multiple layers of fabric that create insulating air spaces between glass and room interior. Summer arrangements emphasize single layers that block light while encouraging air movement. The ability to adjust these treatments daily allows fine-tuning of indoor conditions. Material selection prioritizes function over fashion, though Amish textiles often achieve both goals simultaneously. Wool fabrics provide excellent insulation properties while remaining durable enough for repeated seasonal installation and removal. Cotton materials offer breathability for summer use while being easy to clean and maintain through multiple seasons. Construction techniques maximize thermal effectiveness through proper sizing and installation methods. Quilts and curtains must fit snugly against surfaces to prevent air leakage around edges. Hanging systems need to support fabric weight while allowing easy removal for cleaning and seasonal storage. Proper tension prevents sagging that could create gaps where drafts might penetrate. Storage solutions keep seasonal textiles clean and accessible for quick installation when weather conditions change. Cedar chests and trunk storage protect fabrics from pests while keeping them organized for efficient retrieval. Proper folding and packing prevent damage during storage periods and ensure materials remain effective for multiple seasons. The economic benefits of textile climate control often surprise people accustomed to expensive heating and cooling systems. A well-made quilt can provide decades of effective insulation at a fraction of the cost of mechanical heating improvements. Curtains and draft stoppers require minimal investment but deliver immediate and lasting comfort improvements. Maintenance requirements remain minimal compared to mechanical climate control systems. Periodic cleaning keeps fabrics fresh and effective, while seasonal installation provides opportunities to inspect and repair any damage. The simplicity of textile systems means most maintenance can be completed by family members without specialized tools or professional assistance. These adaptable fabric solutions work hand in hand with the systematic maintenance practices that keep entire homestead systems functioning effectively. Maintenance prevents disasters the same way umbrellas prevent soaking. It works great if you remember to use it before you need it. The Amish approach to home maintenance operates on the simple principle that small efforts spread throughout the year prevent big problems and expensive repairs when the weather turns extreme. Firewood preparation begins months before the first cold snap, with cutting and splitting happening during late spring and early summer when weather conditions make outdoor work comfortable. Properly seasoned hardwood requires 6 to 12 months of drying time to reach optimal moisture content for efficient burning. Wood that's cut in May will be ready for the following winter's heating season, providing ample drying time for maximum heat output. The seasoning process involves more than just letting wood sit in a pile. Proper stacking allows air circulation around individual pieces while protecting the wood from ground moisture and direct rain. Split wood dries faster than whole logs because the exposed interior surfaces release moisture more efficiently. Different wood species require different drying times, with dense hardwoods like oak needing longer seasoning periods than softer woods. The Amish probably never understood why anyone would try to burn green wood. It's like trying to light a campfire with wet newspaper. Roof inspections happen twice yearly, typically during spring and fall when weather conditions allow safe access and visibility of potential problems. Spring inspections focus on winter damage from ice, snow loads, and freeze-thaw cycles that can crack shingles or loosen flashing. Fall inspections prepare for winter by identifying areas where snow and ice might create problems during the cold season. Common roof issues include loose or missing shingles, damage flashing around chimneys and vents, and clogged gutters that can cause water backup. Early detection allows repairs during favorable weather conditions instead of emergency fixes during storms when materials are expensive and conditions are dangerous. A small leak discovered in September can be fixed easily, but the same leak ignored until January becomes a major repair project. Window and door maintenance involves checking seals, adjusting hardware, and ensuring proper operation before extreme weather seasons. Draft detection around frames identifies areas where weather stripping needs replacement or adjustment. Sticky doors and windows get attention before winter when proper closure becomes essential for heat retention. Some people wait until their heating bills arrive to discover their windows leak air like a sieve. The Amish check these things when the weather's still nice enough to work outside. Garden planning for climate control involves strategic planting of shade trees, windbreak vegetation, and seasonal plantings that support the home's temperature management systems. Fast-growing annual vines can provide temporary summer shade, while slower permanent plantings establish themselves. Fall planting of deciduous trees takes advantage of winter dormancy periods for better root establishment. Tool and equipment maintenance ensures that heating systems, water pumps, and other essential equipment function reliably when needed most. Wood stove cleaning and chimney maintenance happen during warm weather when the work is comfortable and heating systems aren't needed for daily comfort. Pump maintenance and well system checks prevent water problems during freezing weather when repairs become difficult and expensive. Seasonal material preparation includes organizing storm shutters, draft barriers, and seasonal textiles before weather conditions require their use. Summer kitchen equipment gets cleaned and stored properly for winter, while cold weather cooking tools receive inspection and maintenance. This advanced preparation prevents scrambling for essential items during weather emergencies. The economic advantages of preventive maintenance compound over time through avoided emergency repairs, extended equipment life, and improved efficiency of heating and cooling systems. A properly maintained wood stove burns more efficiently and safely than one that receives only emergency attention. Well-sealed windows and doors reduce heating costs throughout the entire winter season. Regular maintenance might seem like extra work, but it beats spending your weekends fixing things that could have been prevented with a little attention earlier. Community cooperation often supports maintenance activities through shared labor, equipment, and expertise. Roof repairs and major maintenance projects benefit from multiple workers and specialized knowledge that individual families might not possess. This cooperation reduces costs while ensuring that essential maintenance gets completed properly and safely. Documentation of maintenance activities helps track patterns, schedule future work, and identify recurring problems that might indicate larger issues. Simple records of when firewood was cut, roofs were inspected, or equipment was serviced provide valuable planning information for future years. These systematic approaches ensure that nothing gets overlooked and that seasonal preparations happen on schedule rather than in response to emergencies.